All right, guys, welcome back to the show. First of all, I want to tell you all, I'm not going to be talking too much about the charts. Maybe I'll drop something here, but I'm not going to talk about the chart. This video is completely unrelated to charts, right? Or maybe not. But the point is look, I want to talk about something else right now. So as you know, a lot of you guys know already that I've been currently kind of rediscovering myself. I've been kind of rebuilding myself, right? Which I call the Great Reset. So I've gone ahead and done a Great Reset. Also, by the way, guys, I hope the audio is great, and I hope the audio is in sync today, because I realized why the audio wasn't in sync last time, but that's another story. And I apologize again about the lighting quality, solely because I am driving. It is in the evening, and as usual, I'll give you the time. It's 4:22 p.m. right now. And I think it's on the 15th of December 2023, right? So just for context, yeah, at least you know what day this video was made, right? And you can see it, you know, the same date will be published underneath as well, so you know that this video date and everything's confirmed. It wasn't a pre-recorded video, all right? I'm literally just going off, you know, there's no script or anything like this. I'm just literally going with the flow. So let's get into this. So I want to talk about this, right, where I've gone ahead and I've kind of reset my whole persona, right? If that makes any sense, right? Let me explain this to you. So this is really difficult for me, right? Being an introvert, I don't like going and interacting with people too much, right? I'm not that vocal, right? Of course, in a video, in my own little, you know, kind of this zone that I'm in, I can do whatever I want, right? I feel okay. But when I'm in public, I won't do that. So, but I've changed that. And there are many reasons why I need to do that. So this is the thing about, like, you know, you have to have complete control over your mind, your heart, and everything, right? When you can truly take control, you can mold your future the way you want. I believe in that, right? I believe in the power of attraction, the law of attraction, right? You know, you have to attract certain things, right? You have to attract it. You have to say, I want that, right? Or and you have to also make changes. I mean, it doesn't just magically happen. You've got to make changes. So I understand that, and I'm a big believer of law of attraction, right? Hence why I don't say prediction, I say projection, because we project what we want to happen, and that will happen, right? Hence why I don't want to talk about the charts, because the charts aren't important to me right now. I know a lot of you guys are seeing a lot of pumps and XYZ. I'm not interested. I want to see the chart next week, right? That's how I work, right? I want to see the charts next week. That's why I don't want to even look at. I'm not even looking at the charts right now. My screen is completely normal. I can take the camera off and show it to you. I don't have a chart in front of me. I will activate the charts later if I do talk about it, but maybe I'll even want, right? I don't want it. Honestly, I don't want it, right? Let BTC and Ethereum and all the other altcoins do whatever it does right now. I'm not interested for this particular week, because as I've mentioned many times before, I look at higher time frames. I look at bigger data, and currently we're in this particular zone, but this hasn't confirmed anything. So I need to know what the next week's candle is for me to move forward, right? So that's how it is now. So for me, just by believing in the law of attraction doesn't really mean that, oh, I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to pray to God or whatever, right? I'm going to pray to the universe. Please give me this. Please give me this, right? Okay, it's not going to work. You know, you're going to go out there, please give me 1,000 BTC today, right? I wish I, you know, I could do that and attract 1,000 BTC to me. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, right? Who wouldn't want that? But the fact is that these BTC are sitting somewhere, but you can create means to obtain them, right? But you have to also put your work into it, put your back into it, right? So the way I looked at it, I was like, okay, I'm an introvert. I got to become an extrovert. I got to practice to become I got to program myself to become an extrovert. So that's what I'm programming myself to do. I'm a planner, like a seriously big planner. I could spend months, years, right? You know, planning certain things. I haven't hit a decade yet, but I've probably hit a decade on planning one thing. Can you imagine, right? A lot of you guys know about it. I've spent almost close to like 6-7 years on it. So you can imagine, this is crazy, how I could sit there and plan something for so long, right? But that's because when I plan for all the failures. And I try to factor in all the new evolution and new improvements that may come along as well. That may be a competing factor, hence why the project may fail. So I overthink. I'm an overthinker, right? So I've stopped that. I said, right, I can't overthink anymore. Boom, get rid of it, right? I'm an overly spender. Means that somebody says, oh, I need a bit of help. Boom. No worries, I'll help you out, right? But when it comes to my point, nobody helps me out. I was like, okay, fine. Now I know what to do. I'm going to stop that, right? So that's what's happening now. So I'm now stopping doing, a lot of like friends and family help. I ain't doing that no more, right? For now, at least, I'm not doing it, right? I mean, maybe when I make it, right? We're all going to make it one day. Maybe when I make it, when I become a billionaire, I'll drop some, right? But right now, no, I need to focus on my goals. So my goals are to change these things that I have, right? I need to change all of these. Like, I'm very conscious about my decisions that I make or the things I do, right? Not too much about what I say. Of course, I'm conscious, but I'm happy to speak my mind, right? Speak my heart. That's what I'm always happy to do. So in this particular situation, that's not much of a factor, but I do need to change how I do certain things. So for example, as I said, I like to keep to myself. I can't do that. So I need to be out there now. That's what I'm going to do, right? And that's what I am doing. I'm already practicing it as well, right? I'm out there with people. I've printed out a whole bunch of papers, and it's sometimes when I see someone, just like an icebreaker, because I don't know how to go and start the conversation, I just hand them a piece of paper. So people sit down and read that, and go, oh, okay, this is interesting. Oh, yeah. Then the conversation now starts, and we can spend hours talking about certain things, right? So this is brilliant. That's what I'm doing now. So I'm figuring it out how to be public and get the conversation started, right? And it's not easy, believe me, it's not easy, right? I'm figuring out the fact that I'm a big spender, but I need to stop relying on other people and spending, right? And spending doesn't only mean like giving to friends and family. Also means that for me, the easiest option is, oh, there's an expert out there, let me go and get him. Oh, I need to get someone to develop me a smart contract, even though I know how to do it. Oh, can you just do that for me? How much is it going to cost? And he'll be like, oh, it's going to cost you like $1 grand, $2 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand. And I've had stupid quotes like this, right? And I've paid, by the way. In the past, I've freaking paid, right? So I'm stopping that. I'm like, no, I'm going to try and figure it out myself, right? I've made enough friends in the industry that I could actually ask for help if I do get stuck in something very simple, right? Maybe they're very expensive, right? Maybe they're bloody £500,000 a year. But the point is I can go up there and say, bro, can you just tell me how this one connects to that? And I'm sure if it's something very small, they will tell me. Because if they see that I've given them the 90% or 99% of it and I'm stuck 1%, anyone will help me. So I thought about that. I said, right, that's how I'm going to do this, right? So, yeah, I'm just changing how I do certain things. So in the process, obviously, to learn, I'm not a coder, right? And I've mentioned this many times. I'm not a coder. I mean, I can design a basic website on WordPress, right? But other than that, I don't really have Wix or whatever. One of those website builders, they're easy to do, right? Copy, paste, or drag and drop, happy days, right? But I'm not a hard coder. I've never been a hard coder. So, and even though I understand smart contracts very well, right? I can read a smart contract and say, right, that's the function this smart contract has, right? Which is quite weird. But when it comes to a website, I wouldn't have a clue how this does this simple website here, maybe. But anyway, so that's the situation. So I'm kind of learning now. So what I've started to do is test out kind of testing my ability and trying to develop and learn from that, right? So I hope you guys who are watching up to here, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. I'm going to share a lot of this stuff as well with you guys, like this, in this format, or even probably in front of a computer, show you how it's done, right? Because I thought, okay, well, why not? Why not get a website, get a domain, right? Get a hosting basically, and use some of the free tools available to me and start making some of these test stuff, like test websites, test this, test that, right? Make some of these and move forward with that, right? And improve on my skills, right? What I really want to achieve, I can only do this if I put it into practice. Does that make sense, right? So that's what I want to do. I want to put everything into practice now, and I want to achieve these goals that I have. So some of the website designs that I have in mind, and I've seen some brilliant websites. I'll be honest with you, I've seen some fantastic websites. And what I want to do is I want to implement those designs or similar designs, right? Similar interactions onto my own website, right? So I'm learning, right? I'm learning, and I'm like, okay, I've got to learn, I've got to practice. But in order to practice, just working on a test environment or a sandbox environment doesn't really help me. I've noticed this, right? I do it and I'm like, oh, this is great, wow. But I don't know how to upload it. I'm like, fuck it, I can't do this. I might as well do it on a live website. right? Because at least it's live and I can see it, right? I can see it in action. I can open it in another browser and see it in action. So I prefer that. Hence why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Also with cryptocurrency, right? So there's this crazy idea I have for a very special type of a meme coin, right? And it's taken inspiration from many projects, by the way, right? And I'm completely honest about it. We're not reinventing the wheel here, guys, right? We're not reinventing, it's not square, okay? The wheel is still circle, right? So, we're not reinventing the wheel, but there's a lot of inspiration out there because I've seen many great projects and many projects that haven't really reached the greatness in valuation, right? So I'm talking about projects that have reached valuation and projects that have not reached valuation, right? Have been built with some really cool smart contracts, right? Really cool smart contracts. And I've got like parts of these smart contracts, right? Through the various ventures that I've had, right? And so I've been playing about with them. I took one contract, did something, took another contract, did something, took another one, did something. In fact, last night on Polygon, I sat there and I combined 2 contracts and I wanted to launch it on Mumbai testnet, but I ended up launching it on the mainnet, which happens, right? My fault. I got the blockchain contract address wrong, so I was supposed to paste in the Mumbai testnet, but instead I done the Polygon mainnet. But that's fine. It's, you know what? It doesn't matter, right? So that was pasted. It was done. It was compiled and deployed, right? It's not been verified yet. I'm going to verify it when I sit on a laptop. And this is the fun part, right? This is the fun part. I did it on my phone. I sat there and I did it on my phone. I was sitting there listening to some podcast and playing on my phone. And I had this thought in my head. I was like, right, okay, I'm going to go and just play around some of these contracts, right? And I had a couple of those contracts on my phone and I just combined it and I just said, right, let me deploy it. And I deployed it. And it's like a fair launch token where the owner, myself, right, I don't have any tokens. All of the tokens was sent out to the liquidity pool. Now, this is the best part, right? And I just want to give you guys an understanding on how this works, right? So for me, I loved it. When I saw this, I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is how it should be, right? True decentralization. So yes, I may have been the wallet, the contract creator, but the contract itself executed self-liquidity, right? Which means it put everything into a liquidity pool. So anyone that goes there now, obviously, if you don't own any, you can't sell any, right? That's the rule, right? If the contract has 1 billion tokens in there, well, there's 1 billion tokens in the contract. You can't really go and sell any freebies or anything. There's no liquidity, right? But it's self-liquidity. Means that now people who are interested on a pre-sale or the cheapest price available, like the bottom of the bottom, they can go and pick this up, right? Now they can go and pick this up and say, right, okay, guys, we're going to buy this. All right. But I also did one other thing as well. And I kind of posted the CoinMarketCap link as well, because CoinMarketCap picked it up, right? I even traded it. I've done a few trades, 4 or 5 trades, bought, sold. And what I mean by that, I bought it with Matic, then I sold it for Matic, then I sold some for USDT, right? And then I bought some for USDT just to kind of interact with the contracts and see if everything's working, and everything's working fantastically, right? Again, I'm a no coder, but I do have some of these contracts, so I did that, right? And yeah, everything seems to be working fine. I just got to go and verify the contract, so that way I get the green check mark, which will happen at some stage. But I do urge everybody who have seen that contract, please do not go and buy any of this coin or anything like this. It is overpriced, and this is what I was about to get to you. So I figured out that if I modify the contract slightly a little bit with the maths, right? So it's all about the maths on the Solidity contract. I can actually peg it. So I pegged it to Matic token. That means this particular asset is now heavily correlated with Matic. So if the Matic price drops, this one's price also drops, right? By the similar kind of a percentage. If Matic price increases, then this one's price is always more, because it's done to a 1-to-1 ratio into a Matic. So I've pegged it to Matic. How freaking awesome is that, right? So, so I love that. I thought about it and I was like, okay, hold on. I want to create a meme coin, okay? Let's just say quintillion supply, right? You know, Shiba Inu. Let's just say Shiba Inu. I want to create a freaking meme coin, right? I want to create one of the best meme coins out there on the planet, right? So I'm going to look at the highest performing meme coins that we already have. Just look at them, right? They are true top OGs in there, right? Okay, I'm like, okay, fine. What if I just peg it to one of them? It's like a meme stable coin. Fuck that. That's unbelievable. So I thought about that. I was like, okay, why don't I just peg the damn thing to another meme coin thing? Anyway, I'm going to let you guys let me know what you think in the comments, right? But that's the kind of ideas that are flowing through my head. But at the same time, guys, it's not the only one. And, you know, I've put very little liquidity. And if someone comes and wipes the entire amount, good luck to them, right? If they swipe the entire amount, good luck to them. I'll buy it off them later on, right? I haven't kept any, so I don't make any money or anything like this, and you can verify that on the contract. None of this liquidity fees or anything is coming to me, right? It's all going to the contract, and you know, good luck, right? That's all I'm going to say, right? I'm not taking anything from it. But it was interesting and it was fascinating that, you know, that if I didn't do it live, I wouldn't have been able to see those results, right? In fact, if I didn't do that live by accident, but if I didn't do it live, I wouldn't see how the Uniswap and how the, like on 1inch, how on, what's the other one? There was another exchange as well, how they picked it up very rapidly. Because on the test networks, it's limited. Not everyone's allowing test networks. You can't really use multiple DEXs and exchanges and whatnot to see the valuation. You can't do the trading view charts. You can't do none of that, right? Right? Because it's a test token. It doesn't, people know that you're there and you're gonna dump it next minute, right? What's the point wasting resources in you? So that was a good thing, and that gave me a thought, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna continue doing as many of these test runs on multiple chains, obviously, multiple chains, until I find the best optimal chain that I like, right? The one that allows me to do everything. Now, what do I mean by that, guys? This is very important, right? A lot of the ERC20 smart contracts, of course, EVM compatibility means that it should technically work with all of them. And it does. But there are some kind of flaws in some blockchains which have limited, you know, limited ability to show everything. So it's there, it's always there until they upgrade. You won't see it because it's still the same EVM contract, it's still Solidity. So it's all there, but you won't see those functions, or those functions will not interact or will not work properly because the blockchain is limited, if that makes sense, right? So in my research so far, what I found, Matic, Polygon, is not limited. It's definitely a brilliant blockchain. I found BNB, Binance, definitely a brilliant blockchain. No limitations whatsoever. You can do even more crazy stuff, right? Of course, the top dog, Ethereum, you can do everything that you can ever imagine with a smart contract on that. So it's not limited at all, right? So Ethereum is the number one. You've got BNB, number two, but almost close, if not like 99.99% close to BNB, sometimes even better in some aspects, right? So that's quite cool. And then you've got, what's it called? BNB, and then Polygon, and then Avalanche as well. Avalanche C-Chain, oh, brilliant. I was surprised to see how good it is. But this is only, for me, I was only able to do that because I'm out there, I'm minting these tokens live on the network to test out everything, right? That's what I'm doing, right? Of course, I'm gonna abandon those projects. I'm gonna burn them. It doesn't cost much, right? I mean, with Matic, it's only a few cents to burn the whole thing, maybe a couple of dollars, worst case scenario, but it's okay, right? Yes, I'm burning a bit of crypto here and there, but it's minor. I mean, compared to Ethereum. With Ethereum, for me to interact with a contract like this will cost me anything from $500 to $1,000, right? Something stupid because of the gas fees and whatnot that is involved, right? I did a transaction with maximum gas fees activated. It cost me like 4 cents, right? On Polygon, but that's nothing, that's nothing. So for almost near to nothing money, I'm doing these live tests on these things. Now, of course, there will be 1 or 2 coins that I will leave there. I will leave there. I'm not going to tell you what they are. If you're part of my closed community, yes, you will know what they are. But They're not intention for anybody to buy. I'm not giving anybody any financial advice, and I have no hope to ever make anything from them. And on top of that, remember, most of them I will not be keeping anything for myself, right? But that's also about to change. Part of my journey to change, I've always been selfless, right? I've always been selfless. I've never wanted anything, right? I'm changing that. Now I want, right? Now I want. And the reason I'm doing this is because by not wanting anything, people have thought, well, he doesn't want anything, maybe he doesn't care, right? And true is, I didn't care. I actually didn't care, right? But by not wanting anything, it seemed that people value you less, right? But now if I say I want something, I'm hoping people will value my whole intention, my whole proposal, everything that I'm doing a little bit better, right? If that makes sense, right? So that's what I'm doing. So, it's going to be interesting. That's all I'm saying, that, on multiple chains, I'm planning to do something on every single chain there is. It's going to be pretty awesome. This should be awesome. So you'd soon find out what I'm doing, right? This is going to be the nuttiest thing ever, but I think I might be able to do it. It's going to be, let me see, it's going to be very interesting because I want to create something which can live on every single blockchain, but not through bridging, natively, right? So let's see how that works out. Should be very interesting. I know one other project that have done it before, and I think they did like 10,000 tokens on each blockchain, and I think they did it on like 1,000 blockchains or something stupid like that. So someone sat there and deployed 1,000 contracts basically on these multiple blockchains. Half of them worked, half of them had all sorts of errors and all sorts of other crazy business going on. And I think, if I'm correct, they did launch a blockchain, and that's when they failed. So they decided to launch their own blockchain, migrate those tokens to that blockchain, but you can't really do that, guys. It doesn't work like that. So that's where they failed. The entire blockchain failed. So yeah, useless for them. So that's not my intention. I'm not looking at a blockchain right now. Right now, all I'm looking at is a token, and I want to make a token that's going to be really successful. But before I get to there, I definitely need to test the waters, right? And I need to test how these contracts are able to do certain executions, right? So yes, this is me giving you a complete disclaimer. If anybody ever finds one of these contracts, or even by accident, all I'm going to say is they're very dangerous. Dangerous to the point where I have no control over them, and I have no marketing. I'm not marketing any of them. I'm not doing none of that business. Just basically just leaving it there. If people take them and do value, whatever, good luck to them. But to be true decentralized, on those particular ones, I don't own anything. And even if I did own something from one of these contracts, because that's the next step I'm doing right now. So I'm working on the contracts in how to distribute the token via the contract mechanism. So via a smart contract, how to give a maximum of a certain percentage to each wallet, right? So that's what I'm working on now, right? So that means if I have a developer wallet, the smart contract at the point of deployment and execution should be able to give the developer's wallet the fund that was prescribed, the founder wallet the fund that was prescribed. If there's a foundation wallet or a reserve, goes there. If there's a community wallet, for example, for distribution and staking and whatnot, should be able to do that. If it needs to go to an exchange, it needs to be able to do that. If it needs to lock liquidity, it needs to be able to do that. And last but not least, if there's a staking pool, it needs to be able to create the staking pool, all by one click, one button, right? So the moment you deploy, the moment you go live, every part of this contract should be alive at the same time. I know it's a big ask, right? And I know nobody has ever done it, hence why I'm attempting to do it. But of course, I don't want to release it to the public. But it will be very interesting. Imagine you have this crazy contract, which has all of these functions built into it, and it automatically executes all of them. So it automatically, once the coin is launched, it distributes the funds exactly where it needs to be, in the exact order it needs to be, and even probably lock coins in your wallet until a specific time, right? That's fucking amazing. Probably even do referrals. I don't know. Probably even do some referrals. Like, say for example, if you invite someone with your invitation code, then you get some airdrops as well. Well, I don't know, something silly, something crazy, right? I just want this to be the most unique and the most out of the world project out there, right? I don't know, I'm just saying it, right? I'm putting on a video. So I've come up with a name. In fact, those who are interested could probably even peek at it if they want to. I'll probably let them peek at it. I do have a white paper. I've been working hard on the white paper. That's definitely there. But it doesn't have the entire roadmap on it, right? And it doesn't have the complete technical specifications, solely because the moment I if I make the contract public, verify the contract, make it public, I'll guarantee you someone's going to come and steal it. I'll guarantee you someone's going to come and steal it, right? They're going to be like, "Oh, let's do this," right? And then the someone that's going to come and steal it, or even now taking this idea or whatever, would most probably be someone part of these centralized communities I talked about, right? And actually I want to talk about this as well. So earlier on today, there was some news out there regarding what's it called? Safe Moon token, right? Safe Moon token project, or it had one of the highest number of coins available, whatever, something stupid like this. And everyone's going to the moon. That's their motto. They had it for the last 3-4 years now, I think. And they were pumping, people were staking, earning good amount of funds and dumping it to the market and whatnot. They announced bankruptcy, Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Oh, hold on, I thought you were decentralized. So if you're a decentralized protocol, why would you apply for bankruptcy? That's what didn't make any sense to me. So that just proves the fact that a lot of these disguised decentralized projects are actually not decentralized at all. They are actually genuinely centralized. Let's give you a good example of decentralization. Code is open source, managed by the community, decentralized. Founder creates a token or a coin or a blockchain in the, like Satoshi Nakamoto, mines a whole bunch of coins, never takes any of them and leaves, all right? That's it, it leaves, just vanishes, that's it. He's off the whole thing. Community continues decentralized, right? Someone creates a decentralized exchange, decentralized coin, token, or whatever, and renounces ownership, right? That means he cannot go back in and modify anything. That's it. What you see is what you get, right? That's decentralized. Or let's do another scenario. Founder creates a token, or group of people create a token. They split certain amounts amongst themselves, all on chain, all documented. They pre-sale, sell whatever the coin. They make $1 million out of it, for example. They pay their taxes, and that's it, right? They don't have to, because there's no more profit out of this, right? The rest is just up to the community. So that's how I see how the system works, right? But even that is technically decentralized. It means the person took their share and that's it. It's decentralized, right? But when you've got multiple people with large amounts of funds sitting out there who are coming out with massive marketing power and opening up these protocols and whatnot and claiming to be decentralized and pumping the volume, because remember, the biggest pumped coins are all interconnected, right? They're not done by an average Joe, right? They're not done by an average Joe, right? Average Joe would never get the light of the day, put it this way. So clearly these projects are, like for example, the one that was done recently, Bonk did 20,000% from the bottom, right? So I looked on TradingView. This is what I'm getting from TradingView. So on TradingView, Bonk pumped 20,000%, right? It's on Solana. It's a Solana coin, meme coin. Today it listed on Binance as well, and you got to wonder how, right? A lot of great projects struggle to get on these centralized exchanges. How does a meme coin pump into the thing? The only reason it can is because it's connected. That's what I've always said. Listen, you prove me wrong. You tell me for example, if I can launch a coin, and this is going to be the biggest proof ever. If I can launch a coin, which I have, right? But I'll launch a coin, and the coin is then listed on exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, right? Then I'll say, right, okay, I changed my mind. They're not all interconnected. They're not all part of the same community, right? But I can guarantee that's not going to happen. There's going to be plenty of excuses, but that's not going to happen, right? The other thing is, for example, if you go to CoinMarketCap. Now with CoinMarketCap, listing is free. You can list it to CoinMarketCap for free, right? But there's a process. There's a process for them to list particular coins. They want your KYC, they want to know who you are, they want to know everything about you, you name it. There's so many different bollocks that they go through because they want you to give away your entire life, sign away everything, right? Which is fine. I agree with their process solely because it's there to protect the investors. But hold on, what about the scam coins that you've got there? When did they verify with you? So that's what I don't, how are they showing up on your thing, listed on your thing, how? Right, scam projects, how? Okay, maybe someone gave fake data. Okay, fine, no problem, I understand that. But then how can you have other anonymous projects sitting there? How can they be anonymous and do a KYC review? They can't, right? They can't, you know what I mean? So you gotta wonder, like for example, Shiba Inu, let's go back to Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu, the founder of Shiba Inu, Satoshi Katsuma, or something like this, his name was, right? Something like that. No one knows who he is. People assume who he might be. No one knows who he is. How did his coin get verified and put on those checks? I'm telling you, there's this inside group, and obviously this guy was actually, people say that the creator was actually seen walking around with Vitalik and whatnot. They're connected, I'm telling you, there's a lot going on, right? So the big projects, the ones that do the biggest hypes and this and that, as far as I'm concerned, whatever the strategies are, however they do it, they're all interconnected. And that's, to me, smells centralization, right? We need things to be truly decentralized, and we need decentralized entities to accept true decentralized projects, right? Now, what I mean by that, websites, market caps, this, that, whatever, they all need to be decentralized. They all need to be decentralized, because if they're not, then you know, right, that these companies out there, clearly they're buying and selling your data, which is fine, right, because everyone's doing it, so why not? But they're definitely preventing genuine projects from doing something great, okay? That's all I want to say. So I'm just seeing more and more people coming out now, like Uniswap, decentralized exchange called a DEX. Why do you have, like when I go to use your DEX, why do you have a UK financial warning there? Why? You know, you're decentralized, right? So why you have a centralized warning there? That just explains, like when you go to Bonk, right? Go to Bonk's website, some Solana. But you have from UK, you have a UK financial warning there, right? And in fact, some actual projects, when you go there, they're decentralized. You go there and you go to their website, and you're not even allowed to enter because your IP is being blocked. You've been geo-blocked, right? So hold on, where's the decentralization in that? So this is the kind of questions I'm asking. Where's the inclusiveness? Where's the part that says we're decentralized? Anybody at any time, at any given time, any day of the week, month, whatever, can come and do whatever they want, right? It's entirely up to them. They can win everything, they can lose everything, it's up to them. Where's that part of that decentralization part, right? That's not there. That is not there. That's why I'm looking at these and I'm like, okay, this is all making sense to me. Like I've thought about websites. I said, okay, I'm going to create a website for this, this token I'm talking about. And then I was like, but if I have the website and then I have it all CNAME and everything and registered to me and whatnot and this and that, right? So all my record and my home address, everything comes up, right? Which is fine. I've got a problem with that. But isn't that me giving ammunition to the regulators to come and not decentralize it, basically making it centralized? If I list it the way the traditional websites do, isn't that centralized, right? I thought about these things. I'm like, this is centralized, right? So why would I want to do it that way? You know, anything, hosting, whatever, even if they don't take your credit card or anything like this, they can track you by your IP address. So I'm like, how does that work out? You know? So I realized, and I said, okay, the only way I can do this is probably, you know, have a whole unique level of website domain and hosting as well, right? I have to do something because that's the only way I'm going to keep it decentralized. You know, of course, I would love to host it directly on the IPFS, but then most of you people probably wouldn't have a clue how to go to the IPFS. I mean, unless you use a Brave browser, which will automatically do it for you, but most people don't. Most people are on Safari because they're Apple, you know, they love their Apple products, so they're on Safari and they make sure Safari runs smooth on Apple devices, right? and then other people are probably using Edge, right? You know, again, whatever they do, Edge doesn't have any kind of interest right now, but the Edge is there. And then you've got Google, right? Everyone loves Google, Google Chrome, Chrome this, Chrome that. I mean, have you tried Brave? I'm not promoting them, but have you tried them? They do everything the same as Google. In fact, they are Google, or you know, under the hood, right? But the point is they filter out so much, and they actually allow you to interact with Web3 websites, right? And I'm talking about actual IPFS websites. You can just go in, do whatever you want, just like any other website, through a Brave browser. So that's what I'm saying. Just think about that, and you know, ask yourself, a project claiming to be truly decentralized, what have they given to you? What have they proven to you, right, to be truly decentralized? Because as far as I see, these projects are not decentralized. And the biggest ones, especially the biggest ones, they're not decentralized, right? That's what I've noticed. So that's why I'm on a mission right now to go and do everything the most decentralized way as possible. All right, when I'm talking about token, decentralized. When I'm talking about a DEX, probably, right? Decentralized. Website, decentralized. Even social media, if I could, decentralize. And what I mean by decentralized, a lot of people don't know, just like Twitter and this and that, or X right now, there are decentralized versions of it, like Mastodon and this and that, right? So, and they're interconnected. So that means I'll probably open something on X, and I'll probably have an account by default on Mastodon as well, because that's what usually happens. And like, for example, YouTube, I'll probably have something default on Rumble or something like this, right? But the point is these will allow for the decentralization to continue, because that's what we need, guys. We need decentralization. We can't have regulations and this and that deciding or dictating, right, to you what you can and cannot do. You know, the people who are dodgy, they will stay away anyway. So that's why I want to do something that's going to be crazy. Also, I thought about this crazy launchpad project, right? I can't do it now, I need the funding, but this crazy launchpad project, right? Where projects come on, right, and don't have to do KYC, but there are penalties. I think that's one of the best ways to do some of these projects, because you know, there are, I mean, and by the way, I'm saying this on the video because I would love to see someone actually do something like this. This is not new technology, as I mentioned before as well. We're not trying to create new things, but what we're trying to do is bring some new methodology in order to secure and safeguard people's funding, right? You know, people are spending money, they don't want to lose their money, right? Of course, value goes up and down, that's a different story. But what we don't want to see is like these rug pulls and whatnot, right? We don't want to see that. So I'm trying to come up with this crazy idea. It's like, okay, there's a launch pad. If we do this launch pad, then you can come there, you can launch your token, do whatever. Anybody could do it, right? You could launch your token, you know, your name token, whatever, and it could have, like, you know, you can do a pre-sale and whatnot, but you need to have some protection so the investors don't get run. Because that's the last thing you want to do, right? You know, have a legit project come up, or you assume it's legit, and then it rugs you. You don't want that, right? So I've been having these crazy thoughts. But again, guys, I'm not a coder. That's the worst thing. I'm not a coder. And most of my coder friends are not blockchain coders or Ethereum coders or whatever you want to call them, right? They're not blockchain developers, right? So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. So for me, I'm seeking help. If there are people in the community who would love to be a part of this project, it will be absolutely an honor to work with you, and we can hopefully create something safe, secure, and you can stay anonymous if you want, but we can create something safe and secure and truly decentralized. Because that's the meaning of decentralization it's been diluted now. When people say DEX, oh yeah, you were decentralized. Well, you're not. You're run by a centralized company, a centralized entity. There's someone registered somewhere. There's a lot of guys sitting in the back controlling and pushing all the buttons. You don't want that. Anyway, I won't make this video any longer. I just wanted to offload some of these thoughts and feelings. If you did watch it to the end right now, I do highly appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know I come on here sometimes and it's not what you expect, but sometimes just coming here to meet me, and I just like to kind of talk my mind and tell you about what's really going on around me or with me or all of that stuff, and keep you guys updated. That's it. treat my videos more of a vlog type of thing, you know, video log, whatever you want to call it, right? Of course, unlike vloggers, I'm not doing it every single day. I'm not showing you how I'm brushing my teeth and what I'm going to the toilet or I'm having a shower. I'm not doing that because that's what a lot of people do, and people enjoy that apparently. But no, I won't do that. That's private. That's my business, right? But other stuff that I go through, this journey that I'm on right now of, you know, unlocking myself, resetting myself, being a complete different human being than I used to be, right? I would appreciate if you can come along with that journey and with me on that journey, and then we can move forward, you know, because I am going to do this. I'm going to do this. People who are early will get to see the entire journey. Obviously, people will come later. That's a different story. But other than that, like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.